Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Flopcast.
Hi.
Indeed.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
And we've only just started.
Sheesh.
I will do that in an Eskimo. Thank you very much, Mikino.
Fuck yeah. There we go. There's the other thing.
Boom.
There we go. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode of the Flopcast. Episode 14. Very interestingly titled, Uncle Ben Web Swinging. We'll get on to that as one of the topics of the night.
Sorry, just let me do my washing here.
Oh, you'll do a little pinky. Error.
It's hard for me to do it with this mug because of the handle. Which, by the way, you can get this from HMV, but I'm pretty sure they're sold out at the moment. So I had to pre-order this.
Error. Here's the thing, I can't actually do that without him automatically thinking of Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. $1 million.
It's the only bit I liked from Austin Powers, not gonna lie.
It was a weird fucking film.
Yes.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you have all had a very wonderful weekend, and I hope the start of the week has actually gone rather well for you as well. We were going to do a little bit earlier, but due to reasons out of my control, we've stuck to the regular schedule. We will try again next time to do an earlier time slot for this. But we're not here for any of my IRL bullshit ramblings. We'll go on to that when we get on to some of our topics later on. But with that being said, how the fuck are you doing today, Damo?
I'm doing good. Actually, to be fair, no, I am doing good. I managed, well, I don't managed. I thought I managed to fix Silent Hill Shattered Memories on my PS2 EMU. Unfortunately, it's only the PS2 version is bugged. So I'll be using the PSP one in future for the streams. So, top quality. Controls
Top
are weird
quality
for it though. Just saying. But everything, like the lighting, everything, like it's so much better. The controls are weird, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. But I will just probably, I'm just gonna stream it straight from scratch again because, you know, fuck it, why not?
Because it might actually look a little bit different on the PSP version.
Oh, it does, yeah.
So there you go. You might end up like you just might make stream like a brand new version.
I wouldn't say brand new version. It's just awkward and a bit weird, a little bit. But
yeah, well, to be fair though, the PSP was awkward and weird at the time. It was a great bit of kit.
I know.
It was a
I
great
had
bit
the
of
pink
kit.
edition. I had the pink edition as a kid, and I absolutely killed the fucking battery to the point it wouldn't even turn on unless the charger was in. That's how much I used it, by the way.
I thought I fucked mine over.
Yeah, literally, it would not turn on. Like, it just come up with, like, you know, the intro logo for the PSP, and then it just go, bye, see ya, don't want to be ya. So I had to have it on charge constantly to the point that it wouldn't even turn on when it was charging.
Jesus.
Yeah, I loved and adored that PSP, and I actually have to thank my dad for that, because that was one of my main birthday presents as a kid.
Alright, before we get on to anything else, can we talk about how the fact that the PS Vita was actually more underrated? Like,
they were both way ahead of their time.
Like, literally, the PS Vita was so damn good. Like, and a lot of people, literally, everyone who I spoke to who owned a PS Vita, for the majority of the time, all they would do is watch porn on it. I kid you not. That is what people were telling me they would do with it. I'm like, why? He's like, do you watch porn on it? It's like, no!
Like, I never owned a PS Vita at the time. I genuinely thought it was shit, because I didn't understand the logistics behind it. I just thought it was a PSP 2.0. If I wanted to play PSP, I'd go on a PSP. That was my argument, at least, anyway, back then.
Lion's PSP blew up. Okay, I think he wins in who worked theirs to the bone. But yeah, the PS Vita was actually a lot better than people give credit for.
Of course.
Yeah.
And when I say I had the pink edition, I mean like literally the pink PSP that came with Pink's like stupid girls disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally enjoyed the PS Vita. I thought it was a very good bit of kit. And hell, I wouldn't have met a few people that I know today if it hadn't been for playing the PS Vita. Hell, I wouldn't have even met Damo if it wasn't for that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because literally I met Nexus while playing Sword Art Online. We ended up playing quite a few games together. And because I met Nexus, I ended up obviously getting introduced to Tenchi and all that lot. So I wouldn't have actually met Charles. So.
And you met me through Tenchi.
Exactly.
Fuck's sake, I'm choking on my own sarcasm, but
it was dog shit worse than Google Stadia. That's not exactly saying much. Google Stadia is its own problematic thing. But yeah, I personally think like the Vita had its own like little funny like unique things. Like the touchpad was on the back of it. Granted, it made playing some games a bit more awkward, but it was a unique thing. It literally inspired the PS4 controller.
I got that point. I didn't know that one, to be honest, but you got a point, yeah.
Well, the touchpad was, as I said, the touchpad on the back. So, like, obviously the next step forward, because the PS Vita came out before the PS4.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
The more you know.
G.I. Joe.
I'm just thinking SpongeBob meme.
Or in our case, absolute cunts. Hello, welcome to the I'm Chaos, and you're watching the Disney Channel. Up next, how fucked up is your life? I did that so well with my camera. Just shame I don't have like a little pen thing I can actually do for that.
True that. So
you've managed to sort your shit out to the point where you're basically starting off from scratch again. But
yeah, pretty much.
like, how far did you really get into the game though?
So obviously
It was only like a few hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only about 3-4 hours. I got to the nightclub, and obviously because I thought I fixed it, so yes, it's not doing the repetitive shit that creeped me the fuck out. Because honestly, it did. Because it was going like, you know, whatever the line was, repeating it, and it got so slowly robotic, it started freaking me out. I was like, nah, this is not the type of psychological horror I am into. Thank you very much. Do not fuck with my brain like this. This hurts my ears. And I thought I fixed it, and then we got to the part where you just met Lisa Garland in the hospital, and you're walking her home, and the same thing happens. I'm like, nah, I'm just not gonna try and bother getting into the code and shit. You know, sort of thing. Yeah. So it's just like, you know what? Nah, I'm good, mate. I'll just stick to the PSP version because fuck it. Like, I ain't touching Silent Hill on a PS2 unless it's like the OG games, you know, like 2, 3.
At that point, you might as well actually just have like a PS2, and at that point.
Do you know how much they fucking go for now? They're not fucking cheap.
I know, but I'm saying like if you're gonna go like the OG, you might as well actually literally go full on OG.
Yeah, pretty much. There we go. Clean my glass.
I mean, there'll probably be a way to actually make it happen and then stream that. I mean, there is probably ways.
Yeah, you can still capture card it.
Yeah.
I just can't remember how to do it, but yeah, you can capture card it.
Hey, there's always YouTube videos to work it out.
That's me sitting in front of a screen for an hour, just looking at the capture card, looking at the PS2 ports, capture card, PS2, YouTube, and just watching over and over and over for an hour. That's what I had to literally do when it came to cleaning my PlayStation 4.
When I actually worked out how to do my capture cards, literally, I was not sure because the instructions on the manual literally did not really help.
Yeah, no, they really.
So I literally got up a YouTube video. And within like 10 seconds, I'd worked it out. I'm like, hold on. I'm a dozy twat. And then I was just literally like, and I was done. I was there.
The PS2 was the best handheld console, way better than a Game Boy.
Pretty sure he means PSP.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please say you mean PSP. No chaos, you're cringe for Disney Channel shit. That was a Disney Channel bit, and that's why I said cringe alert. Oh.
The cringe
Yeah,
alert is always on. Hey kids, are you ready to have some fun today? Ho ho!
Stay away from my tea.
And the obligatory cat segment.
Get away from my chicken bites.
Oh god.
Hey, he's in focus now. With his tail.
For now.
For now. Oh, which way are you going?
It's barely focusing on you, to be fair.
Actually, to be fair, it's doing a lot better than what it was on my old webcam.
I'm just waiting for the cat just to go boink.
Hang on. I've got an idea.
Uh oh. Oh no.
Who's trying to climb with Mono? No, just be cute. Have a cute 5 minutes.
Oh.
My little shady. But you don't eat these anyway, so fuck off. You just like the smell.
So yeah, that's so you. But apart from working on getting Silent Hill working,
Yeah, sorry, Saber's kind of taken away the focus. Right, can you get down, please, darling? Come here.
that's why you have it on regular instead of the focus thing.
No, it's because I've also got the food up here for when they're hungry. I don't trust them. Din. I did try and do this before the stream, by the way. Just saying.
So, what else have you actually been trying to do game-wise, or has that just kind of been like your main focus?
No, but guess what I found out today?
Uh-oh, what?
I had to download Twisted Mexies, Better Exceptions, to find out what the fuck was going on with my Sims game. Because as you saw the other
Save
day...
that for the Sims section, because I know you got Sims stuff to talk about.
Okay, fine. Other than that, not a lot really. I did do a bit of Genshin the other day. I will admit, just kind of do a couple things, you know, just...
Because you know I have a bit for your Sims stuff.
Yeah, well, yes. You know, it's one of the things I play regularly.
Yeah, well, do you realise how much work I actually try and get these scenes actually working, so it actually fits what we do?
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Shut the fuck up!
But other than that,
and besides,
obviously
Damo, our relationship can only be summarised by tags on Pornhub. Now shush and get on with it.
Fine, Dad. But no, in all seriousness, obviously because these Silent Hill Shattered Memories fucked up midstream, literally, again. I ended up playing a bit of Blood Rain 2, PS2 edition, because honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I love the look how they revamped it when you streamed it, but I just prefer OG graphics, to be honest.
Well, they have actually added the ability to actually add the old cheat codes into the revamps.
Nice, very nice.
Yes. Blood Rain 2 is something I'm actually have to get back into actually completing at some point.
Oh, I don't know, Kiwi. Where have you seen us, buddy?
On the back of a milk carton saying "dangerous fugitives, maybe armed or dangerous."
I know, right? But
one armed with sarcasm, the other armed with sexual innuendos. Just work out which one's which, because we're both guilty of that.
On both counts, yes. Yes, definitely. But I was also watching some gameplay from the Rad Brad to do with the new Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed, and I really
Isn't it actually coming out in just a couple of days?
Yes. But he gets it early so he can show, like...
Yeah, it must be nice.
I know, right?
Must be nice being a big fancy content creator where you actually get shit for free. Ew, I get to test this game out a few days early before everyone else, so I then get to actually give my opinion on it. Yeah, fuck off.
Hey EA. give me early releases so I can show off gameplay to the new Sims pack.
Hey, EA, don't do that because you can't seem to fix your shit even when you actually release it.
That is rude.
I'm sorry. Who was bitching that shit wasn't working when the new patch came out? That I paid for?
Alright, fair enough.
Exactly. Shush.
That was more, they created the problem during their coding and didn't.
Exactly. So they can't even fix the shit that they can't even solve their own problems. They can't even release shit without fucking it up.
Oh yeah, you got a point, I suppose. Oh, Dan. Here, baby.
10 quid? 10 quid? I'm worth more than 10 quid. Dame, are you seeing this? Apparently I'm wanted for being a cunt, dead or alive. 10 quid.
No.
Yeah.
I'd say you're worth 15 at most.
Fuck you! You cheap son of a bitch.
No, I wanted to show you off. I hope this was okay.
Alright, well, on that basis then, fuck you all, I'm ending.
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm getting the pearls right now. I love it. You're a good boy.
Much better, Mikino.
Go
And
ahead.
Lion,
Yeah.
I'll take that 15p, and I'll beat your ass in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax again.
Not that one. The food is down there. You're not. No, that's big boy food. You're not a big boy yet. Need to be a year old for that. There you go, darling.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
15 pence? Fucking hell, that's just rude.
I know, hence why I
That's
said I'm going
rude.
to kick his ass.
Understandable. Sorry, I just wanted to show off Odin because I know some of you guys haven't actually had the chance to see him yet, so there he was.
I'm pretty sure we've seen you cats at this point.
Saber mainly, just not as much of Odin.
Oh, God. But yeah, so you've done a bit Genshin, obviously probably getting prepared for the new area that's coming out this week.
I only did a little bit just because I'm not gonna lie, I just couldn't be fucked with it at the minute, but I will definitely be catching up on getting the wishes I need.
Well, I'm
That's
currently
for sure.
I'm currently at 51, and I still. The funny thing is, actually, I still have like a few like. I have Yanfei's and I have Kazuha's story to do still.
Very nice.
So I was saving that for at some point, maybe do a stream, basically just covering those at some point, possibly.
Oh, also, I played with Kiwi on Dead by Daylight. We got quite a few wins, actually. We managed, I think, get 3 or 4, I think.
Nice.
Maybe 5 at a push. So, and obviously I had to teach him the good old lesson of the trickster.
Yes,
The best part about
a very harsh lesson when it comes to Damo and the Trickster. If you're playing customs and you play as the Trickster, be prepared for an easy kill, especially you have Ebony Memento Mori. Because Damo is literally going to throw herself at the Trickster to the point she'll look like a fucking pincushion.
But, to be fair, to my surprise, Kiwi followed suit when it came to the Trickster. I fucking... Chef's kiss. Best shortest match ever. I was like, Dad, do you see why Chaos has to tell me not to go run it out?
Did you actually really? Did you really? For fuck's sake, Damo. For fuck's sake. I'm trying to actually help teach Kiwi on how to actually win.
Oh no, to be fair, like, we are...
Not commit suicide.
Suicide.
For fuck's sake.
But no,
Don't worry, Kiwi. Next time I play DVD with you, we'll make sure that when you go up against the Trickster, I'll make sure that you actually do fucking survive. And not get dropped due to horny bitch.
That was the only time, alright? So you've got nothing to worry about, it's all good.
It still happened! And once again, it's you and the damn Trickster.
It was the only time. But Kiwi did follow suit, so, I didn't make Kiwi do that.
You should be teaching Kiwi on how to avoid
Oh, I have been.
the knives.
Zigzag, my guy, zigzag. Next time we go up against the trickster, zigzag. Hi, Inventor. How you doing? But lunch.
Fuck's sake. So, anything else you've been up to game-wise, or that's kind of been it?
That's kind of it, really. Obviously, apart from the obvious Sims in the morning. So,
Mm.
oh, D&D, D&D, D&D.
I think she's trying to say something. Not quite sure.
Right. Okay. Long story short, the DM was like, anybody got to remove curse? Because he genuinely thought nobody did, and I threw him massively off, and I mean massively. So I was like,
Context.
Oh, I do.
Context.
Dungeons and Dragons. See?
Yes, I know, but like at least give a bit of context in regards of how the curse came about. Because if you're going to talk about D&D stuff, and you're going to, oh yeah, I did this, give a bit of context.
Okay, so
storytelling, woman, learn how to do it.
Shush, motherfucker. Anyway,
no, bitch. My podcast. Fuck you.
But yeah. Anyway, so there was a Dragonborn called Aaron, who basically went to battle, got kidnapped by the big bad, the Azun, if I remember correctly, and Azun brainwashed him. So, fast forward at this point, we're at an old sorcerer's tower because my friend Blue was basically ascending to an undead sorcerer, I think it was. And instead of it being 10 days, it took 4 days instead. So me and Alex were basically stood outside ready at the waiting with our Guardians of Faith, because that can do basically a shit ton of damage. But when it gets 60 points of damage, it goes away. So yeah, anyway, a character comes, one of the other people come up to us and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, a fucker's coming over. And I was like, oh shit, and that's when the DM was all like, who's got remove curse? Because he really weren't, expecting anybody to have remove curse, and I am a healing main cleric, so of course I'm gonna have remove curse. Duh. And I was like, oh, I do. So I can't remember what it was exactly that I had to roll, but I got a nat 20. I basically bitch slapped the motherfucker's curse out of him. Boom. I'm so proud of that nat 20.
Yes, she got a nat 20 on a curse removal. I wasn't there, I got the message about it. Literally, the way I would describe the message was, I got that 20! I got that 20! Ah!
Yes, I was super happy because it was my first nat 20.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. I'm a high elf, level 10 cleric, healing main with a longbow +3. So I can do up to 150 hit points worth of damage.
Why do we get a feeling I might have to actually include maybe a D&D section to the podcast, so you can actually just talk about your misadventures. We can barely fit enough as we do in the podcast as it is.
To be fair, it happened this is every Sunday for me, so I'm just phone on silent, turns it over.
So yeah, if you're ever wondering why you can't get hold of Damo on a Sunday, that's why, because Damo is doing D&D.
Yes.
Please God.
Please God, no. Hold up. Do you understand Dungeons & Dragons? If not, go do the research.
I think Mikado does. I just think adding more onto an already packed schedule of a podcast would be a bit ridiculous, considering how often we can ramble.
Right, but I finally have people to play it with, and I've been wanting to play it since I was a kid.
Go for it. You talk away. I once had my character piss drunk and roast a potato over a fireball in the middle of a tavern for tieflings for the win. For fuck's sake, you better.
To be fair, that sounds exactly what Taff would do in a tavern, not gonna lie. He is a Dragonborn. Okay. A Dragonborn. And he fucks whores. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And he gets pissed drunk.
I mean, didn't you and someone else also nearly die, to some civilians, Inventor, in one session? We ended up having to do entertainment in the 7.
Okay, right. Did you complain about his penis dropping out? First of all, I don't know what you're referring to on that one. But I asked one question. I don't think anybody else would, okay? Because me and Blue were talking about, basically before D&D started, if, you know, would, if I healed someone and they had no foreskin, would it grow back? So naturally.
Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Mind you, to be fair, I think if you were trying to... I think the way it would work is if you were trying to heal a specific thing...
Yeah.
I think you would have to then roll to see if that actually worked. Or that would... Or...
I'm a healing cleric, so I have all the healing spells.
I guess there's a possibility, but I think you'd have to aim to actually heal that specific part.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would only be the way that would work. Because for the most part you're healing in general, so you're not actually, all you're dealing is healing wounds. You're not actually like healing remove body parts.
Mm.
I think that'd be a whole different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that one, but anyone who plays D&D in the chat, please let me know. I believe that spell is called Restoration. That was it. Thank you.
It's in dark mode, but let me just find the restoration because that is under my spells.
Thank you, Inventor. Very much appreciate that.
I've got lesser restoration. I've got lesser restoration, so that's fine. We can work on that one. Okay.
I don't know if lesser restoration will actually do on regenerating parts of the bodies. I think you'd need a higher level.
No, I have lesser restoration, which I could probably just get rid of because where I've got remove curse anyway, so it's not too bad. But it says you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
So more status ailments. So not actually restore. Alright, so you'd need probably a higher tier on restoration.
But I have cure wounds. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. At higher levels, you can cast a spell using a spell slot, second level or higher. The healing increases by 1d8 for each slot above first level. Wait, so what's... Oh, that's on third level, so really I should be... Oh, okay, no, it's already got the button. No, that's fine. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so you haven't got to worry about regenerating anyone's foreskin yet.
No.
And Migalo said...
Pull your cock. I need to heal your foreskin. Yes. Yes.
In the end, it up to the DM. Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I've been kind of doing the usual. I've been jumping back on the Xenoblade Chronicles train. I've been doing 2 quite a bit recently. Also been doing some more Digimon Survive. To anyone that missed the stream last night, went on nearly 5 hours in Chapter 4, and we still didn't fucking beat Chapter 4. So possibly, maybe after this podcast, I may just do another stream just to see if I can't beat the fucking Chapter 4, and then we'll just call that it. Maybe.
Go for it. Sorry, I'm just turning down my brightness.
Let's see what else. I've been also playing a bit more Rogue Company as well, just trying and see how I can get the hang of things. It's not a bad game. I'm half tempted to actually play the Spider-Man game again, because that one's really good. Plus, I also need to do the DLC on that anyway, so that'll be fun to actually do.
Nice. Mine's every Sunday. We're near the end of the campaign now.
Let's see what else. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I had a very heated session on Mario Kart earlier with a couple of old friends. Holy shit, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. Like, because they were trying to do the new tracks, and I kept throwing us on Baby Park.
That's just...
No, if you want to talk about me, then you want to talk about the time I actually streamed Mario Kart and I actually had it set so it was shells only, and I took us on to Baby Park. That was insane. People say that my friends actually said that I was evil for that. It's like, nah. Evil would have been having it at 200cc and shells only.
Just damn.
I will say though that bullet bills go fucking fast at 200cc. It's pretty funny. Oh god. But yeah, I've also been getting prepped, as I said earlier, for the new Genshin area, the Dendro area, which will be coming out this week. So expect a stream from that. So expect a stream at some point where I'll probably do something on regards of that as well. Christ, I've actually not really done much in the way of things. Oh, I've also been playing Fate Grand Order on PC because I found a emulator type thing that will actually work for it. It's actually nice. It's just a little chill thing, just playing. But because I've got it going through an emulator type thing, I can't purchase any free stuff. But you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. It's either tomorrow. The update either comes out tomorrow or Wednesday. We want those two. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I will probably see about it beforehand. But anyway, that's enough rambling of our own designs.
Yeah.
Let's actually get onto the cream of this crop. So there's a few things that have actually popped up, and some of which I think could actually, should probably be more implemented than others. Like this one, for example. Obviously, you guys know I'm not entirely the biggest fan in regards of Rockstar, especially when it comes to like games like Red Dead Redemption. Less GTA, but I used to play GTA quite a bit. But I'm not as much on GTA as I used to be. I appreciate what they used to do, but not as much as, well, it could be. Well, some happy little geniuses have managed to actually find a way to make a mod that enables multiplayer for the single player campaign. Which is something I personally think they should introduce, because that would actually make doing some of the campaign missions a bit more easier and a lot more fun as well. Though GTA 5 is now 9 years old, there are still newcomers to this series. Latest generation console players of Grand Theft Auto Online grew over 40% this quarter, and are monetizing at Elite at a rate 36% higher than players on the previous generation, said CEO Strauss Zenick. So a lot of people are playing GTA 5, even though it's now basically old as shit. Of course, there's. Now, the thing with online is you obviously can play with your friends, but the problem is now a lot of the time you end up dealing with people basically just blowing you the fuck up, and you're not able to do much unless you get into a private lobby. But even then, you're not guaranteed. But yeah, some happy little eggs have managed to actually make it so you actually can do multiplayer with the single player campaign. It's fully it's got full synchronicity between the two players' actions in each other's games, and compatibility with other mods that may be active at the same time. The mod is intended to allow friendly players to complete missions together with your friends, use mods without any restrictions / getting banned, or just mess around. Though those three those three tenets describe what most GTA players get up to in any given session. So even better, you can now wreak havoc side by side. So that's actually good. I'm just trying to find the name of it.
Oh yes, that'll be PC only, I'm assuming as well.
Obviously.
Yeah, for as much.
Rage Co-op v Mods.
Oh.
Well, good on them, the fact they were able to actually create something like that. It is good that they actually have done that. And unfortunately, no, and we'll just have to see what Rockstar actually do. Hopefully, nothing bad comes of this.
Just what they could do is just buy that mod from those people and then sell it, like, not sell it, like, you know, incorporate it into the game.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to do, but
It's Rockstar.
yeah, I'm not holding high hopes.
Ooh, nice.
Multiplayer Skyrim, that is already actually a mod for that inventor. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to actually do that. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Multiplayer Skyrim, you know, literally just running around actually doing the usual shit in Skyrim, and then all of a sudden, alright, I've got to go AFK for a bit, be right back, and all of a sudden your friends Fusro die you off a fucking cliff. I would love to do that. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. And also the fact that multiplayer Skyrim, you can actually activate the dragons.
Oh wait, really?
Whilst, yeah, you can literally end up in a complete opposite end of the map. I've seen videos of people actually playing multiplayer Skyrim, and literally, it's like all of a sudden these people are like in the village actually doing a quest, and all of a sudden their friend literally somewhere else, and they fucking ends up summoning one of the dragons, and they're in the middle of fighting the dragon.
To be fair, what I can imagine is if I went AFK, you would literally yeet me into a cave of spiders. I can actually imagine that, and that is terrifying.
See, you imagine I'd be able to do that, but I wouldn't, because you would put yourself in a situation where I couldn't do that, so... And you would make me, and any caves that we had to go in where we knew there were spiders, you would make me clear it out before you even went anywhere near it. So there's we're not even going there, because I would have already had to have cleared it out to begin with.
Yeah, I'm like, mate, I know there's spiders in here, magic, but clear it.
At the beginning of the game. Right, we want you to clear out these spiders.
Yeets chaos into a group of giants.
Oh, fuck off. God, that would be my ass is gone in it. Like, all of a sudden, you'd be like... I like we got for a GTA mod for multiplayer campaign to actually multiplayer Skyrim. But it's like... I love the idea of... just all of a sudden, Fools Road Up! Like, ah! Get someone actually stood just at a right angle and just all of a sudden see my body go, ah! And boof! Fighting music starts and there's the fucking giants. I'm like, ah shit! And then dead.
You know what we should do, Chaos?
What?
We should get it on PC just to get a mod. I'll be down for that. I would actually play that as long as there's controller support. I don't give a shit. Like,
I think there is controller support.
Just you.
That would be fun to do. We'll look into some dumb shit like that. Now, Damo.
Yes. So.
You want to go for your Sims?
Yes, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sims time with Damo.
So, as I was trying to say earlier, mainly because I just want to kickstart this off. So I figured out what it was that was breaking my game. Now, I was doing a scenario called Aliens Stole My Parents. Basically, you create an adult, at least one young adult, a teen, and a child. I created 2 young adults, a teen, and a child. And basically, all that happens is the parent or parents just yeet into the oblivion. They just disappear and go into a rabbit hole. Fair enough. Nothing interesting happens to that anyway. I was stuck because every time I loaded it back up or I wanted to create a sim, it would start it from the fucking beginning. And I'm like, bruh, I worked so hard to get these fucking skills to the point I ended up having to use cheats. And then eventually, it just kind of gave me the infinite loading screen, which we don't like. And
oh, God, I love those infinite loading screens.
I know, right?
Many gamer fears the fucking infinite loading screen.
Well, I figured out what was causing it.
Oh, God.
It wasn't as such a mod. It was a list of animations for a certain mod called Wicked Weems. So I had to delete all the animations.
Demo, what is Wicked Whims? You may, I'm sure people are asking.
Wicked Whims is, well, there's a lot of stuff in there. There is a...
How about you give a basic rundown?
I was just getting to that bit. Thank you. So, just to be clear, there is a safe for work one where basically you don't get all the sex animations and stuff like that. And it has like the attraction system, like periods, blah blah blah. So basically, you have that in Wicked Whims, and basically you can have a bunch of submods with it. So for me, it's Wicked Perversions. Why? Because why not be a prostitute? Why not be a prostitute, eh? It's the only reason why I kind of love Wicked Whims, because you get to be a prostitute. So I downloaded some animations, and even though it said it was compatible, it clearly was not compatible with the update of the Wicked Whims, which kind of broke my game. Great. So, yeah, there's that. So I managed to fix it, like just literally getting rid of it. Just like, yeah, whatever. Loaded in, finished it, done. Cool, completed the scenario. Sweet.
So, what else?
So obviously, yeah. So there's that bit to do with the Wicked Whims. And I actually found an interesting article, actually. I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. And it says, for many neurodiverse people, The Sims has been a lifelong comfort. Now, before I actually read into it, I just want to say, as a neurodiverse person myself with ADHD, makes sense because I've been playing The Sims since a very young age. Actually, since The Sims 1, and then The Sims 2, Sims 3, vice versa. And it is one of those, as much as I do tend to complain and hate it a lot when it gets really, really buggy, I love it because it's a comfort for me. Like, no matter what could be going on in my life, I could be away from it for, like, you know, up to about onwards to about a year, 2 years, which has happened before, guys, just to let you know. But I'll always come back to it, especially if I'm feeling down and stuff, because it kind of helps me in terms of, like, learning certain things. And as much I'm gonna, well, I don't really say, like, I hate to, like, you know, say it and stuff like that, but it's helped me in terms of learning things like emotions, consequences to actions and stuff like that. With The Sims 2, it was more, you know, oh, we're going to give you like these pre-made households and we're going to give you scenarios. And they give you like little life lessons sort of thing. But yeah, enough with my personal aspect on it, because honestly, it will be forever a thing that I will just put my money into and just go back to for comfort, and it helps me learn things. So as per, you know, and this is actually on the CNN website.
Wait, CNN?
Yes. CNN.
Okay.
Yes. And they go on to say, life would be much more simple with a few directions, a status bar, for instance, to remind you to take care of yourself. Perhaps a few clues about other people's intentions. Oh, and it wouldn't hurt to have a place to experiment with it all, free from real world consequences and the awkwardness of choices gone wrong. Pixel by pixel life simulation game, The Sims has been providing that experience for more than 20 years. Since its first release in 2000, The Sims has become one of the best-selling PC games in the world. Time has not dulled its shine either. Sims creators on Twitch and YouTube put the game through its paces, building complex houses and trying absurd challenges, like having as many babies as possible. 100 baby challenge.
I was about to say, that sounds like something you tried to do not that long ago.
Yeah, I can't do those challenges sometimes, honestly. It's too frustrating hearing the babies fucking cry when they need something.
Well, to be fair, you got bored.
Well, yeah, but it was because the crying, it gets really loud. It's horrible. Or subjecting their Sims to Kafka-esque psychological tortures, in brackets, all in good fun, of course. End bracket, I guess. Some pioneering Sims creators even roleplay on Instagram, displaying picture-perfect sim lives for their other Sim friends to praise and envy. But The Sims is also a haven for neurodiverse players, some of whom grew up with the game and continue to revisit it into into adulthood. The Sims is an open world game. It's half open world. Sims 3 was a true open world, guys. It's just, I want to put that in. Yeah, that'll be correct. Meaning there is no right or wrong way to experience it, whether one wants to speed run the apocalypse or just help their little Sims do some laundry. There are no expectations that aren't set by the player themselves. For some with autism, ADHD, and other conditions, that means that they can tailor the game to be whatever they want. A place of comfort in a confusing world, a social roadmap of sorts, an alternative reality where they are in control, or just a lifelong special interest. There is more to this, by the way. Like, just saying, it's a lot. And I'm reading this on my new monitor, and it's a lot. I'm just like, ooh, brightness, words, I can see. Anyway, Will Wright is also, just to let you know, the creator of SimCity and The Sims. I don't know why they said in 2008, because he was actually the creator for the original Sims as well. And there's a massive Easter egg in Strange Town. Yes, I got it right. For The Sims 2, because he is literally a rock. His head is in a rock in the loading part of it. Just saying, I fucking love the Easter eggs that they have in Sims into the whole. Anyway, the notion that The Sims offers a neater, easier version of our own world is built into the game's DNA. Game creator Will Wright lost his home in the California's 1991 Oakland Berkeley firestorm. Whilst rebuilding, he moved to consider what life was really made of: a series of needs to be met, items to own, people to love. When something like this happens, you get a big picture, he told Berkeley Side in 2011. Where do I want to live? What sort of things do I need to buy? You see your life almost as a project and a process. The outlook particularly resonates with people with autism or ADHD who spoke to CNN. Neurodivergent is a non-medical term that describes people whose brain develops or works differently for some reason. According to the Cleveland Clinic, such conditions present opportunities and challenges in equal measure. Parts of life others might find easy or automatic, like completing daily tasks, looking after basic physical needs, and interpreting social situations, are often, to Apes Wright's words, a project in process. Helen Ashcroft, a Sims player and a video game editor with autism, first picked up the original Sims game when she was 20 years old. Though different life stages, she has found both comfort and creativity in the game's open-ended play. She goes on to tell CNN, I've always been fascinated by human behaviour. I also love any game that allows me to build and create. The Sims combine both of these. Of course, you don't need to be neurodiverse to find comfort in low-stakes, come-as-you-are games like The Sims, but for people like Ashcroft, structured social interactions and the ability to create different situations act almost like a laboratory for real life. I can play in different ways, depending on my mood. Sims have their own emotions for me to discover, and I can play out different situations in a safe environment. Neurodiverse players can explore relationship dynamics that don't come naturally to us, she says. Benji, video game journalist and Sims creator with autism who prefers to be called by his social media handle, says he turns to video games as a form of escapism. One thing that makes The Sims so special is it's not punishing, he tells CNN. It's a good oasis, so to speak. My daily life asks so much from me, and I just get to sit down and do whatever the heck I want with those little people. Benji says he gets the most satisfaction out of the game by setting goals for his Sims and mapping out what their story is going to be like. And while as a highly social person, he doesn't identify as much with the emotional aspect of the game, there have been times where he's felt surprisingly seen. At one point, the developers introduced a new trait. Now a Sim could be an overachiever, which is to do with the new game pack, by the way, guys. Just saying. So when I applied the trait to one of my Sims, he would get bored and restless when his life became dormant. When he took on challenging tasks, he was happy and fulfilled, and I thought, wow, I've never related so much to a Sim in my life. Educators and psychology professionals have observed the benefits of life simulator games like The Sims, not just for neurodiverse groups, but also those with brain injuries or those coming from underprivileged backgrounds. Research from University of Pittsburgh shows The Sims-like games helped a group of children with cognitive challenges improve problem-solving skills and recognize how different traits affect behavior. So there's a lot that goes on to this, honestly, and I would honestly love to keep on going on about it because at the end of the day, it's helped me a lot in terms of life. Oh, Chaos, that's adorable. But no, honestly, it actually has helped me learn a lot growing up and stuff. And I actually do. I can't remember the person's name now, but the person that got me into The Sims, like, I wish I could genuinely thank, to be honest. But it actually, personally, it's helped me out a lot. And that's what people don't seem to understand. Like, if it weren't for Sims, I wouldn't be able to understand a lot of social constructs the way that I do. Even though I still get confused by what people mean and stuff like that. Personally, it's helped me, you know, like understanding emotions. That's why I have mods for like a mood pack and such, so it goes further into it for The Sims 4, you know, like in a way that Sims are and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, it's comfort for me, and I just love that, because at the end of the day, it just proves that you don't have to have a neurodiverse problem. You can, you know, be...
Sims literally tickles a lot of fancies, basically.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people on Twitch that are neurodiverse but also neurotypical that play it. You know, and it's a comfort thing. For me, it was helping. It actually helped me growing up, sort of thing. And I would play it religiously, even a break.
Not gonna lie, that literally goes on to a whole like deeper topic as well. It's like, for a lot of people, myself included, video games are actually a bigger comfort. Not just Sims, like video games in general, because like we actually like, in order to like escape some of the harshness of our lives, a lot of people will actually go to video games. I mean, a lot of people say like, "Oh, video games does this, video games does that." It does a lot less fucking damage than drugs and alcohol.
Exactly.
It's a much safer fucking habit than drugs and alcohol. So take what you will, you know. And the thing is, it's like technically video games, especially if you like play single player games and a lot of like RPGs and stuff like that. It's like, people say like, oh, there's no intelligence behind them whatsoever, so there's no reading or anything like that. That's bullshit. There's a lot of reading behind goes behind some of that stuff. And also, technically, when you're playing a game, when you're playing like a story-based game, you are exploring someone else's story. You're exploring someone else's world. It's like reading a book. It's just more visual.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
you know, it's just the way
it's more visual than a book, and it's more interactive than a book as well.
Yeah.
So, like,
you know, exactly, it's a form of escapism. It's the same as watching a TV show, or like you said, reading a book. You are literally going into that person who's created this, whether it was inspired by a book or not. You're going into their mind.
Yeah.
You know, when people are like, oh, you know, Hostel's so fucked up. Okay, but how did they get the inspiration for that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but there's, you know, there's not much that goes into it. For example, with video games, you not just have to find the staff, but you also have to do marketing, someone to do the coding, advertising, everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not as easy as what people think. Coding is a very difficult thing. Don't get me wrong, I would love to learn some fucking coding, because I think if I actually was able to know numbers, and it didn't just seem like
head smashing your keyboard.
well, yeah, but you know, maths is not my strong suit. If anything, it's one of my weakest strong suits. One of my weakest points to me personally. But at the end of the day, so much work goes into this stuff. It's like when people have sat there and they've literally turned around and said to me, oh, what, so you just want to be someone that plays video games then for people's entertainment? It's not for people's entertainment. If anything, it's for mine. It helps me kind of socialize with people on the outside world when I don't really do it, you know, in real life, like, you know, where I'm at.
And not gonna lie, yeah, I'll tell you this, like, video games has actually taught me more of a morality thing than people.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned most, like, a fair amount of my morals have literally become are literally stuff that I've come to the conclusion of looking at, like, different worlds and their moralities, or their level of thinking, or their cultures, or their beliefs and stuff like that. A lot of my think and feel, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. There's probably a lot of people out there within the gaming community that literally have that same process. And that's what inspires stuff like Sims, because Sims basically is, when you think about it, it's a culmination of, yes, it's a type of escapism, but at the same instance, it's a culmination of you wanting to possibly create your own sim, like you create you as a sim. It gives you like, it's almost like a way for you to actually do like a what if.
No, I've done that. I've
So-
actually done that in a lot of the generational sides of things, like, and it's. I'm not going to go too deep into it because at the end of the day, we don't need to know what I went through that much as a child. This is not the time or place. But Sims
not
2,
like
for
my
example, yeah, no. On The Sims 2, I created myself and I played out my actual life. And, you know, somebody else had also done this and it literally made me cry. So I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll redo it. So I did. And I was like, you know what, yeah, I would actually like a life like that. And obviously it didn't pan out.
Nothing ever does pan out the way we want. That's why we have
Things
things
like
that,
Sims.
That's why we have stuff like Sims. That's why we actually like have these various forms of media that actually grant us a chance to give our brains a bit of a rest from the stress of everyday life.
Yeah.
Because it's also given us a chance to explore a different world. It's given us a chance to actually see things from a different perspective.
Well, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I think that probably the best example of something like that would be the Telltale games. Like Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead, like the Tales from Borderlands, like those types of games. Like they are, not gonna lie, they are probably literally the definition of living someone else's life while interacting with that life at the same time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know, like
That's
I was
why
saying
those
earlier.
games, when they were out, they were such a success because they were what they were.
Yeah, that's why, like, you know, like I was saying earlier with Sims 2, it was more about life lessons in terms of, you know, you've got Dina and Nina. Dina goes for Mortimer. Mortimer is a rich old man. That aspect. You've got Daniel the Pleasance. You know, Daniel Pleasant cheats on his wife with Kaylin, the maid. And it just so happens, you know, the wife's just come back from work. Whether you don't want it to happen or not, it's scripted in. The wife catches them in bed together, like mid woohoo, like literally without fucking fail. I think there's only been like one time I've seen someone be able to do that and it not go that way, and it was really weird.
Mid woohoo, wouldn't that technically then be mid woo?
You know it. Anyway, anyway,
Let's not get there.
but no, it teaches you the consequences of that. You know, like two teenage twin girls, they find out about this infidelity, like one way or another, sort of thing, and it's just there's so many aspects.
Yeah. To be honest, it's like
To it.
it's a lot different than I know. What some people might actually say, especially in the comment section on YouTube. By the way, hi YouTube.
Hey.
I know what some people might actually say is like, oh, it's literally just a type of like soap opera. Then it's like it's not, because
really
with soap
isn't.
operas you're literally watching someone else's script. You're literally just a spectator. Whereas with stuff like The Sims, where there are scripted stuff, you're still interacting. You're still actually doing stuff, and you can influence the story to an extent. So you have more, and so it is a lot more different than soap operas. It's a lot more different to the likes of like EastEnders, Coronation Street, and shit like that. Because I mean, for starters, not everyone's like getting married to everyone for like for a course of like 3 years, because they then shagged someone else and then got kids with this person and that person who may possibly be dead, but it turns out the actor just left because they were sick and tired of the cast and shit like that.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, it's all about different aspects to it. Like Sims 2 for me taught me anything more than anything about consequences to life. Yeah, I was still a little shit, don't get me wrong. But at the end, like a
Nothing's
massive
changed.
little shit, just saying.
Nothing.
Like, I was a lot worse back then. Just
Don't shush me.
anyway, like, you know,
Brat.
but you know, but for me at least, you know, like again with the whole Pleasant situation, the whole cheating thing, I've never cheated at the end of the day, and that was a massive lesson for me, like just playing that through, because I was like, oh shit, like okay, this is actual consequences, because I only saw it on TV of people cheating but didn't see much of a consequence.
No.
This taught me that.
And to be honest, it's like when it comes to like soap operas and that, it's like, oh, this person cheated. 3 years later, they're then getting married to someone else. Oh, this person will never do anything wrong with me, and then literally they're cheating with someone else. It's like there's literally like there's no consequences, because literally if you do something like that in a small community like these soap operas claim to be in, there's huge consequences, because that damages your reputation. And there's literally it's kind of like what a lot of people get confused with between like freedom of speech and freedom of consequence. And unfortunately, soap operas, they teach freedom of consequence more than freedom of speech. So
Yeah. Exactly. You know, and like obviously a bunch of other things I learned. That's why when obviously like it's always been this throughout Sims, but you basically click on say another sim and it comes up with a pie menu. You've got friendly, this is on Sims 4, friendly, mean, funny, mischievous.
You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure that's literally like it, like, you know, because when you press on like, you know, view more or whatever it is, that's when you've got all those options, and it will, you know, you do a mean action. That's especially if you got like a few mods on there, like more personality, please, life drama.
Now, I'm going to quickly interrupt you, because there is something that just literally just popped into my head. Now, I know some people who are just probably big on soap operas would be like, oh, with video games, you can literally just like save if you come across something you don't like, and then you just like redo from your save. Yeah, there is actually that option. And granted, I'm guilty of doing that in some aspects. But the fact is, you're still doing more than zombifying in front of a TV screen. But yeah, I am going to put the brakes on there, because I know because we could probably go on.
I will end up going about it for like 5 hours straight, and we know that I will. So that is the end of that conversation.
And also the fact there's like quite a few like moral lessons that could also be discussed in regards to stuff as well.
Oh, so fucking many, even the
but
law.
We
honestly,
won't go there, because we are actually at the 1 hour mark. We've just gone over the 1 hour mark, so we're going to go ahead and take that quick. We're going to go ahead and take a 8-minute break. So we're going to stretch the legs, go to the toilet, then we're going to have a quick siggy wiggy woo woo, or slap cats or whatever, and we will be right back, everybody. So stick around.
Hell yeah.
And I will see you very shortly. Hello, hello, hello. We have returned.
Hey, welcome back.
And hello, Ivy. So, hope you all had a good stretch of the legs, drink, eat, pee. Hopefully not all at the same time, you disgusting fuckers. But yeah. So, obviously we've had demo time.
Yes,
For the
it's your
Sims.
turn.
So, tad's bit more serious. Mine's kind of like two stories in one, so to speak. Now, as I'm sure a few people are aware, obviously the Spider-Man game that was released a few years ago was an absolute phenomenal hit. It is actually considered one of the great games of the PlayStation 4, and it looks great on PlayStation 5, and obviously they did the Miles Morales thing literally not long after, which is also a really good game. I've not played that yet, but I will hopefully be able to at some point. This Spider-Man game has recently just hit PC, so as you can imagine, there's going to be mods for it already.
Yes.
Well, people have actually gone ahead and done quite a few mods. They've done character mods. I've seen Stan Lee as a mod.
Oh.
I've seen I've seen Kingpin, and probably the one that made me laugh the most. Everyone knows there's a base of the basic story behind Spider-Man. Obviously, Peter Parker obviously decided to become Spider-Man after his Uncle Ben was killed. Well, someone has actually made an Uncle Ben character mod, but not Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben's gravestone. Yep. So you go swinging around in the world of Spider-Man as Uncle Ben's gravestone.
Emotional damage. What in the sadistic fucklord?
I think it's great myself. The fact that someone actually went ahead and did that, I think that's great. But yeah, as you can, so there's already been, so granted, they've also done Catwoman as well and some of the other characters with the game. Unfortunately, not all of it is stable at the minute, so I would not recommend, if you are going to go ahead and try it, not to actually really go for it at the moment. Just to wait until they actually stabilize the character mods. Once they actually stabilize them, well, that's going to be when the fun really kicks in, because then you'll actually be able to see a lot of the less ridiculous, like, because with the Catwoman, currently it's just like T-posing, and so you see the running, but the legs aren't moving, and neither's the body. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I recommend looking around and see if you can't find the video footage of it, because it is fucking funny. I literally sat there for a good half an hour pissing myself laughing watching it.
He says this as I'm gonna go get it up now. So, like, Spider-Man, DC, Catwoman
mods, or just like Spider-Man PC mods in general. Found it.
Link me up. I need to see this shit.
What I'll actually do is I will give me a sec. I will show it on stream, because I think this might actually be worth a view. Now, this is on Gaming Bible. On their Twitter page.
Could you stream it on Discord as well, please?
No.
Damn it.
Because then it will fuck up the layout.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can't. obviously, as you can see here, we have obviously Stanley. We got, can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
So obviously we've got Stanley here, obviously, the late great Stanley. As you can see, the mod's quite not right.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this game's only just come out for PC, and modders usually take a bit of time to actually get stuff going. Those arms! Those arms! Keeping, like, literally looks like something out of Lord of the Rings, like fucking Gollum, like, that's my precious.
Oh my god.
Obviously, we've got Vulture as well, one of the other villains. Bit weird considering he has wings, but. Obviously, got Rhino. As you can see, it's a bit janked there.
Yep.
Rhino never moves like that. Is he a black cat? That's
Oh my.
yeah.
That is definitely something, I'll tell you that one.
Yeah. I'm a fan. It's a shame that they don't show the Uncle Ben mod. But it's still funny. Getting chores done while working so hard so I can play Fortnite tonight. Okay. That's so stupid. Long why? Why not? Like literally, like look at what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remastered. Like look how long it took for them to actually make some of the nude mods for that. Sephiroth!
Massive cock!
Yeah. I will see if I can't find the Uncle Ben's gravestone. And I'll post that obviously in the Discord so you guys can see. Because I just think that's fucking funny itself. And it is emotional damage, especially if you were at the origins. But yeah, as I was saying though, this with every good thing though, unfortunately, with every good egg, there's usually a bad egg, and unfortunately, this story does have a bit of a bad egg. So, obviously, to anyone who's actually played the game, obviously there's some like pride flags, occasionally dotted about here and there in the game, which is perfectly fine these days. Like, I personally see nothing wrong with it myself, but that's just me. Well, they've not given out a name for obvious reasons, but someone has actually created a mod that replaced the pride flags with the USA flags. And the modding community for Spider-Man Remastered has been pretty active since the game's PC release on PC a couple of weeks ago, creating mods to change the pigeons into rats and all sorts of other fun character switches. One mod which caught attention has been more diverse. The mod in question replaced any pride flags that appeared in the game with the US flag, uploaded on the 15th of August to Nexus Mods. It was removed by the site staff on the 17th of August. A similar mod appeared in ModDB, which has also been removed. Nexus Mods released a statement to address the mod's removal. The statement slams the mod's creator, who had used a sock puppet account, a new account created solely for trolling purposes, going so far as to call them a coward. The mod has now been removed, and both the uploader's sock puppet account and main accounts have been banned.
Good.
The staff post continues to explain that the site's rights to exercise content moderation, laying out in clear terms why the action was taken. We are for inclusivity, we are for diversity. The post reads, if we think someone is uploading a mod on our site with the intent to deliberately be against inclusivity and or diversity, then we will take action against. We don't want to and won't argue this with you. We've now explained our stance and we won't be providing a platform for you to distort our position in order to feed an irrational and paranoid narrative. You can do that elsewhere, where we won't care enough to read it. If this policy upsets you, if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business that you can't accept, then please delete your account, bottom option, and move on as we will. And ModDB confirmed it has also removed the mod and banned the user who had uploaded it onto their site as well. And they're pretty much in a similar stance. But unfortunately, it is one of those things where it's just like stuff like that is going to take place. Unfortunately, because there's always going to be people that are literally going to do stuff like that, and it's sad because it's like it's sad the fact that it's happened, and it's just like unfortunately it is one of those things. Unfortunately, but. Unfortunately, with every good thing, there always must be a bad thing to balance it out. Now, in regards of them being open, in regards of Nexus mods being open, where they stand on a basically just in regards of inclusivity and diversity, you know what? Fair play to them. I agree. They are, and they have stated, even if you don't believe in the whole LGBTQIA community, you still have to at least adhere to some form of respect. Now, I know we don't normally talk about that sort of stuff here because that's not what we're about, but at the same time, we here at the Pizza Party and myself, we run a pretty lax ship with just a few rules where it's not your beliefs that we question, it's your actions. And the person that created the mod clearly was doing that for malicious actions. See, the way, if they wanted to actually go about things, if they wanted to actually avoid, if they weren't actually trolling and they were literally just doing it just for their own beliefs, then what they could have done was if they'd have maybe actually spoken to the mods and then of the site and actually spoke about how they feel, because then they could be seen as, okay, fair enough. They're at least letting us know, asking us if they can actually upload it onto their site, and they're not trying to be malicious. It's just how they feel. So obviously there are some people that actually don't believe in that sort of thing, and that's fair enough. They're allowed to believe whatever they want, the same as everyone else. You're allowed to believe whatever you want. Just don't go shoving it down people's throats.
Yeah.
That's just, to me, that's just bog standard stuff.
Like you said, if they'd gone ahead and messaged the mods of the site, there wouldn't have been a massive hoo-ha over it. But it's not just a case they didn't do it, so it's obviously no. It's the fact they thought they could get away with it. I'm assuming. Yeah. And doing it in a way that is literally classed as malicious intent.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing that I'm like. Well, have we actually heard anything from the guy who actually made the mod himself? Have we actually heard anything from them? And far as I can see, no.
But what if I like being shoved at what?
Things. Again, that's your deal. If that's what you like, and keep that behind closed doors, mate. We don't need to see videos of that or you trying to add mods into that in the game. We already had something like that with Resident Evil 3 Remaster where Jill got that shit shoved down her throat. Granted, I wasn't expecting that in Resident Evil 3 Remaster. I thought it was fucking funny myself. The fact that they literally went ahead and made hentai bait, basically it's hentai, essentially. But yeah, if that's your deal, Taff, then fair play to you, mate. Just don't go trying to metaphorically shove it down people's throats. Remember, consent, people. Yeah. But I know I'm probably gonna rehash what I said earlier, but again, where there's good eggs, there's bad eggs, and it's your actions that determine how people take your beliefs a lot of the time. So, but as I said, we're not here to judge, we're not here to right the wrongs of the world, We're just here to inform people the best we can with what information we come across. And we would prefer everyone actually keeps themselves as informed as possible, so we can all make the best informed choices. So then, yes, we're never gonna please everyone. That's a fact. For every, I think, who was it said? But I think it was like, for every 1 million people that like you, there's gonna be 10 million people that hate you.
Yes.
So, again, you're not going to be able to please everyone. You might be able to compromise with quite a few of them, but you're never going to truly please everyone. Yeah, exactly. As I'm saying, Ivy. But the fact that they swiftly banned it would definitely mean that there's evidence to suggest that they were actually doing it out of malicious intent. So, but then again, that kind of brings up like a different question though. Should games offer the opportunity to allow you to have those flags up in their game? Should they give you the option to have it or not? Like, DVD, they have the flags in there, but they offer it as an accessory for the killer and the survivor. They offer it as a charm, so you can run around with it on your character if you're not. And to be honest, I don't notice the charms most of the time anyway, so... The only time I notice a charm is if I'm literally already down by a hook.
I'm Ubering a friend right now to cheer them up, sorry.
Nah, no worries. So. Pleasing everyone, that's actually, not gonna lie, that's actually not a bad quote, actually. Pleasing everyone is impossible. Pissing everyone off is a piece of cake. Yeah. So there could be a slide, but that's down to the developers of the team. That's down to the development team. And again, that's down to maybe like the mods of the site as well.
Like, for me personally, at the end of the day, like, I get it's part of the game and stuff like that, and at the end of the day, I love it, because, you know, it's some form of representation. Other people like, nah, don't like that, we should have an option. Okay, fine, have an option. I'm not opposed to that idea, because at least that will stop people bitching.
Oh, people are going to bitch no matter what.
Oh, yeah, of course, but it will stop the majority from bitching about it, because they'll have that option.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally like, just, I don't know. Just people are being stupid.
Yeah, like that one time in GTA online, and someone told me to go make a sandwich, so I said, okay, I'll go grab the knife then. I'll make you into that sandwich, yeah? And they're like, what the fuck? Because they were from somewhere in the south of America as well, and I don't think they were expecting that response. It was...
I still think the best comeback ever in regards to stuff was I think it was a Call of Duty lobby, and this is you know what I'm talking about. And literally the guy is like, oh, shouldn't you be making me a sandwich or something? And the girl's response was, how about I go fuck your dad and give him a kid he'll actually love?
Fucking hell. And jeez, when did Lightyear become rated 18? Why?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was just saying, speaking of this, did you know Lightyear is now rated 18+?
Wait, as in the new Buzz Lightyear movie? Wait, is that actually legit?
I've not seen anything like that, so I was like, what? Do a triple take. Because of the captain and our wife. Because of a lesbian couple. Eh?
Nundale. Alright, we're getting a bit off here. It's banned in 4 countries. Fucking hell.
What the?
That's bad, man. That's bad. I'm not gonna lie, I was about to probably say something in regards to lesbian porn. Then is that banned in multiple countries? Then, but I think you know what, just because this is gonna easily end up going on a fucking roller coaster down a path that we are not equipped to deal with. We're gonna move on to something else. Damo, you got anything?
Yes, actually. 2 things to do with PlayStation. One, apparently Sony had no involvement in Death Stranding deal with PC Game Pass. Allegedly.
Hold on, say that again. Slow that slowly again, please. Because you just were like, brrr!
Alright, this is the title. Sony had no involvement in Death Stranding deal with PC Game Pass. So, the original story is, we knew it was happening, but here's the official announcement, complete with a blog post on Xbox.com just to rub it in. Death Stranding, a game fully funded and owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment and running on first-party studio Guerrilla Games engine, is coming to PC Game Pass from the 23rd of August 2022. It'll even include Xbox achievements. Then. Yes, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be keeping an eye out for that. If you ever see, if you hear about or see any of the mods for that in regard to character swap, please let us know because we'd love to see that.
All I'm going to say is Norman Reedus. We know what mods I'm going to be looking at.
You're going to be looking for the nude mods.
Oh yeah. Anyway, which is literally coming out tomorrow, by the way. I know.
Fucking shrimp.
But yeah, it'll even include Xbox achievements. So much for the platform holder paying to keep games off the subscription. Well, anyway, there's been a bit of an update to this. Sony had no involvement with Death Stranding's release on PC Game Pass, despite the platform holder owning the intellectual property and funding the development of the title. Quoting, matters relating to the PC release of Death Stranding are managed by Kojima Production and 505 Games, a spokesman told us. SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment, has no involvement in this promotion. It raises the question, how has the Japanese giant managed to negotiate a license deal where it has zero control over where its product is ultimately distributed? Obviously, we've seen a similar situation unfold in the MLB, the show. It's perhaps worth pointing out that the PC Game Pass version of the release will be based on the original Death Stranding campaign, and not its expanded Director's Cut. The latter was also published by 505 Games on storefronts such as Steam, so it's possible a different licensing arrangement may have been drawn up for that particular version of the game.
Interesting.
It is, because I did see a few things floating around about obviously Kojima going over to Xbox, etc. and all this lot, but then later did actually come out saying that obviously it's not, they're picking solely Xbox over PlayStation, like they're still partnered with PlayStation. But surely if it's a game that was meant to be a PlayStation exclusive, they should have some form of involvement where it kind of goes and make arrangements.
Well,
and
to be
like
fair, if we're going to start looking at exclusives, then we want to talk about Dead Rising. Because Dead Rising, Granted 1 and 2 is on PlayStation, as is 4.
Yeah.
But for the most part, to my knowledge, because Dead Rising 4 was meant to be an Xbox exclusive, as is 3. However, Dead Rising 4, along with the Golf DLC, came over to PS4. So, though they intend to actually keep it on there, it depends on the sales and if they feel it might actually work on the other platforms.
Well, that's true.
So, in regard to... Because technically, even though they are partnered with Sony, technically it is still their brainchild, so therefore I believe they do have the rights to choose where they go with it. All they're basically doing is basically giving I believe the partnership deals is basically gives them first dibs, or basically gives them first rights to it. It can then later on be added on, because you look how many games that you actually see that literally like start off on one platform but then end up on others. Yeah.
I mean, like, to be fair, at least it's only in a way like the original Death Stranding campaign and not the Director's Cut. But even then, it's a bit weird. Why is it only one version but not both versions?
Alright, Taff, I'm gonna stop you there, dude. They at no point did they say that Final Fantasy VII Remake was actually going to just be a PlayStation exclusive. They said it was going to start off on PlayStation and then possibly end up on the other systems. So, because Final Fantasy has never been one thing exclusive. Like, there's obviously been a lot over on Nintendo consoles and then obviously PlayStation, but there have been some that have been on Xbox.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't say that they are like that they're going to be one thing. And besides, considering the fact that all these companies are being bought out by Sony and Xbox and Microsoft these days, like, and everyone's like, oh, does that mean that they're actually going to? That means that these games are only going to be stuck on this platform now? No, that doesn't mean that. Just because it starts off there doesn't mean that it won't come on later on. And besides, if it does come onto your platform at a later date, doesn't it mean then that all the bugs that were on the game originally when it first came out might actually have been fixed by then, so you get the full thing without experiencing all the bullshit?
True.
Yeah. So, in regards of... And besides, Kojima's basically been doing his own thing for fucking years.
That is also very true.
So, to be honest, is anyone surprised about Kojima doing something like this? No. Kojima's a fucking genius when it comes to this. When it comes to games. Like, fuck's sake, he created the Metal Gear series. Probably one of the best stealth games of all time. One of. I'm not saying the best, but one of, because there are plenty of other games that are also good. Splinter Cell via me. Like Kojima also created one of my favourite games of all time, Zone of the Enders. Like, they were behind that. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and it's like, it's kind of like the guy that created Smash. He was able to literally get Tekken. He was able to get Street Fighter, Tekken into Smash. Like, Tekken of all things, that's never even seen a Nintendo console, period, to my knowledge. They got Kazuya from Tekken in Smash. So some of these geniuses, like Kojima and the guy that literally did Smash, these guys are going to come up with shit. So don't underestimate. And in regards to this whole company's buying, being bought out by Microsoft and Sony, my advice is just be patient. But then again, this also falls under my own philosophy in regards to games, like bollocks to the console wars on and PC master race or console master race, hybrid master race, play whatever the fuck you want or whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
But literally, just be patient, and it may end up on a console near you. It may not end up on your generation, but it may end up on the next generation, which will probably include all the DLC then, so it will probably end up at a cheaper price.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that, yeah. I really can't.
How many games have we seen that have literally been on one platform, and the next generation, we're on this platform, but here's all the DLC. There's been plenty of games. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's been plenty of games.
No, you're right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And besides, we can't talk about stuff being stuck to one platform. And I know this is going to be a bit of a fucking stretch. You're right there. Damo?
I took too much in, and I went to swallow but laugh at the same time for no reason, and it just started to dribble.
Little Nightmares, it was PC. Yeah, see? Again. And in regards of stuff being stuck on one place, I got one example that's gonna basically just solve my basically pinpoint my argument whatsoever. Master Chief in Fortnite. Not an Xbox or PC exclusive. You can get them on. You can get Master Chief on the Switch version, the mobile version, the PlayStation version. So again, and don't even fucking get me started in regards to Dragon Ball Z being in Fortnite. I can't fucking believe that. I don't know how much Epic Games paid for that shit, but I can guarantee you it was not a cheap penny. But yes. So, you had like what, 2? And you did 1. You did the other one as well, didn't you?
Well, the other PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just about to get onto the second one now.
Alright.
Alright, PlayStation, this was from 7 hours ago, and it literally gave me the fucking full notification on my phone. I was like, what? PlayStation is being sued for £5 billion in the UK over rip-off games.
Context, please.
Alright. Sony PlayStation is being sued for £5 billion in the UK over allegations it ripped off its customers with overpriced games and in-game purchases. The group legal action led by consumer rights champion Alex Neil could see almost 9 million gamers compensated. It claims Sony PlayStation breached competition law, imposing unfair terms and conditions on games developers and publishers, and driving up prices. The game is up, said Miss Neal. Sony PlayStation has yet to comment. The claim filed at the Competition Appeal Tribunal alleges the game company abused its position as market leader to impose terms and conditions on games' developers and publishers, including a 30% commission on every digital game or in-game purchase made through the online PlayStation Store. The legal case claims Sony PlayStation's actions have driven up prices for consumers, resulting in customers being unwittingly overcharged for digital gaming purchases by up to a total of $5 billion over the past 6 years. The estimated damages per individual in the claim is said to be between £67 and £562. It applies to any customer who has purchased digital games or add-on content to their console or through the PlayStation Store since August 2016. Strong case. We believe that we've got a really strong case, or else we wouldn't be doing this, Miss Neal told the BBC News. It is a big undertaking to take on a company like Sony. With this legal action, I am standing up for the millions of UK people who have been unwittingly overcharged, she said. We believe Sony has abused its position and ripped off customers. The actions of Sony are costing millions of people who can't afford it, particularly when we're in the midst of a cost of living crisis and the consumer purse is being squeezed like never before. It's not the first time that concerns have been raised over commission on digital platforms and assessing content. Similar actions have been brought in by other countries against Apple and Google. For fuck's sake, Chaz. Once you're in those Apple or Android operating systems, you're left with no choice but to pay the high cost for content because there is no alternative. We say it's pretty much the same for Sony PlayStation customers, Miss Neal told BBC News again. PlayStation users will automatically have a claim if they owned a console since the 19th of August 2016, lived in the UK, purchased any digital PlayStation games, made in-game purchases via the PlayStation Store. Okay. But Ms. Neal warned that the cases of this nature can take several years to resolve and that people who might be eligible for compensation could be left waiting if Sony PlayStation refuses to settle the claim. We would expect, given the number of consumers affected and the amount that we believe they have overcharged by, that Sony would want to bring this forward and settle. But we have no idea what they are planning to do, she told the BBC. Sony PlayStation did not immediately respond to the BBC's request to comment. So, if they agreed to settle, I'm gonna be making some bank.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting, because it's like, here's the thing though, a settle case of that nature, that even if it takes a few years to actually go through the process, it's still going to take a few more years after that to actually get settled.
Yeah.
Because considering the amount, because think about it, the amount of assets, the amount of money that they've actually made, and the amount of users that are actually on PlayStation 4 and 5, literally, it's going to take them a while, because they would not be able to compensate people right away.
Yeah. My only question is, what about people, this is more kind of for me, but other people who also use their phones to purchase things, would they also then be eligible? Because they obviously have to pay it back through
it's still on the
contract.
PlayStation Store, technically it would be, because it's still through PlayStation. So
I can't,
technically,
no.
there is a possibility that it would.
Because I know a lot of the time I have is through my phone, like quite a lot, if anything else.
Yeah, it's good. That's actually pretty huge, actually. Like, not gonna lie. And to be fair, it does feel like they have been charging a bit more than they should for some games.
Yeah, just
Some games, I'm not gonna lie, I will admit. I'm not gonna lie. I have had a couple of games, not gonna lie, that have come out on release date. I'm gonna give an example here. And this, myself and Lion, we were waiting for Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice to come out on PlayStation. And I only had enough to be able to buy the game as box standard because they didn't put out a pre-order thing for it. Well, when the game came out, me and Lion noticed something immediately.
Yeah.
We noticed that the Digital Deluxe Edition, which is usually the upgraded version with all the DLC and stuff, was the same price as the standard. So we both confirmed that what we saw. And what do you think we did?
Took advantage of it, told everyone, I don't know.
We bought the fucking games and kept our mouth shut. And then they announced a couple of days later about the screw-up. Lion and I were worried about that we may lose access to our stuff because technically we only paid for the box standard.
Yeah.
But no, because we actually did click and we did purchase and they did accept, we made bank. So we got all the DLC and shit for the price of the regular.
A lot of companies do actually uphold by that though. Like, for example,
Well, technically,
what
could they do? Literally, what could they do if they literally gave us the DLC and then ripped the DLC from us? Technically, there could be grounds for. Yeah, there's actual legal grounds there.
But it's like, I know it's not game related, but for example, when I bought my first pair of Vans, right? Instead of being the normal price, and this was on the Vans website, I believe, they were down to like $7.99, and it actually shouldn't have been. I was genuinely like, oh shit, they're gonna be like, taking a run for my money. They're gonna charge me extra, and they didn't. They actually upheld it.
In regards to that, Charles, I told you I didn't go to social media and go screaming about it. There's a difference. I told a few people because I couldn't fucking believe it myself. Jesus Christ. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, I don't think Sony's gonna take this lying down, because it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of because it's all well and good they're actually saying this, but it's gonna depend on like the kind of evidence that they'll actually bring forward in regards to this, because they must have some pretty good evidence to actually say that they feel good about this case. So, seeing as how you reported on this one, Damo, I'll ask if you can keep us updated on any developments as time goes on. And we will no doubt report on it points going throughout the possible next few years, because I guarantee this podcast will probably go for the next few years.
I think more than that, to be honest, mate. Let's face it.
I'm trying to be modest, Damo.
I'm being realistic.
So yeah, that's actually. Funny thing is, actually, my next bit of thing actually is in regards to Sony.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Sometimes, isn't it?
Well, obviously, you guys know that over the course of them announcing, of Sony announcing the new PlayStation subscription tier system, I've been highly critical, with good reason. And I obviously stated when they obviously revealed what was going to be on the highest tier, the premium tier, that it didn't look like there was much.
No, there was not disappointing.
Well, this is from a news article, so I'll read it as is, but this basically just proves this basically, again, this reiterates my argument that PlayStation Premium is not worth it. PlayStation Plus Premium users are becoming increasingly discontent with their choice of tier, it seems. The most costly tier of the revamped PS Plus launched with a lot of promise, beloved classics, game trials, and everything in between. But the classics performed poorly right out of the gate, and not a single classic was to be found in the August 2022 lineup. Now, PS Plus Premium users are taking to social media and internet forums to voice their concerns. In regards of what came out, in regards of this month, not exact. The game catalog wasn't exactly showing much. Like DBD, a few of the Yakuza games, Bugsnax, and Days Gone. Not exactly AAA titles. I mean, the Yakuza series is good. Don't get me wrong, the Yakuza series is very good, and I do recommend people give it a crack. DBD, not a AAA title. Not exactly what you want to be paying £100 a year for.
No, not really. But I love the game anyway, just saying. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'd be paying £100 a year for that. So,
yeah. As much as you like, but that still reiterates my point though. It's like I'm not seeing anything there that would actually make me want to pay £100 a year. Like, I've seen some of the classic I've seen some of like the games that you can get from like the PSP stuff and that. Don't get me wrong, it has me interested, has me curious, but not curious enough to actually pay that amount of money. I can't justify £100 a year. I cannot justify that.
Well, Moggin's over here because friends were having issues. I say kind of had no.
Well, technically,
choice,
you bit the bullet to actually for more research purpose than anything else. So.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could go back to basic plan after the things.
You should be able to. Once you're I don't know how they're doing the whole subscription thing, but
yeah, like with the games and stuff. Like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on there because they've not been forthcoming with information on what happens if you pay, like with the deal that's currently on. Like you literally pay for only what amount of days are left in the year. What happens then when that's up? Does your subscription with PlayStation Plus just end automatically, or do you get reduced to the tier that you had before?
I don't know because I buy it before all this subscription.
Here's the thing. It's like because obviously, well, this is what I mean. It's like because technically on PlayStation Plus I'm covered until next year, until December next year. If I were to actually upgrade to Premium now, and when Premium ends this year, because that's how long their deal is, does that mean then I lose PlayStation Plus? That's what I mean. They've not exactly been forthcoming with information. But anyway, quick look at the replies to the above tweet indicates that the PlayStation Plus Premium users want to know what exactly they're paying the extra cash for. One user says, I'm really struggling to see the point of keeping a premium sub when I could just drop to extra because the classic games and trials are so not worth it. And by trials, we mean demos. Yes, demos. Not early access to games, demos. You know, the things you used to be able to like pay like $5.99 to get a magazine and a little disc for, and you had like a bunch of games on there. That like, especially for my childhood, that's what one of the big highlights of back on PlayStation 1. Because that shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but what I've noticed, having obviously the premium, is anything PlayStation 3 before like PlayStation 3 downwards, basically, is stream only. You can't physically download it and play it. You have to stream it. You've got no choice.
So it's a PS Now type thing. So them saying they were going to incorporate PS Now into the PlayStation Plus was only for Premium. Even though they stated that it was actually going to be for quite a few of their games.
Yeah, like literally you have no choice but to stream it. And there's a couple of games I'm like, oh, you know what, that kind of takes back like, on PlayStation 2 that I'm seeing. I'm not even going to bother streaming it. Because I will just lose so much progress, honestly. Because I can't.
They automatically renew it for the new subscription tier.
Good luck, because that comes out of my phone contract every year. And I always take my card details off anyway, so.
Yeah. The trial's not worth it. Wrote one user. The extra list is awesome, but you guys gotta step up the premium section. wrote another. The Trials and Classics section are abysmal. People are going to drop that tier quick if this is going to be your least priority when it comes to adding games. I gotta say, I agree. At present, I'm struggling to see the value in subscribing to PS Plus Premium, but there are folks who stacked up on the highest tier and they're understandably upset that they're not getting their money's worth. Sony does plan to add more beloved classics if leaked listings for games like Dino Crisis are any indication, but how often they'll be added to the service is anybody's guess. So, like I called out, PlayStation Premium is not going well for him. Because, in true Sony fashion, they're not exactly keeping up to what they promised. They said there was going to be at least like 300 like PS1, PS2, and PSP games, right?
And there's really not.
I've seen the list. There is not 300.
Well, okay, way less than half. Like, way less than half. That, yeah.
From what I saw, but then again, I checked it out when it first came out. When I first checked it out, there was less than 100 when it first came out. So, I'm sorry, but if they're promising triple digits for classic titles and then not delivering, that's known as false advertising.
Which is on suitable grounds. Quite literally.
Which also ties into what you told us about. Because that's technically also like ripping people off their money. Because it is not worth it. Now, the PlayStation Extra, granted, I don't think that's worth it, considering most of the games that they're offering on there, people probably already own anyway. It's probably actually more worth it than anything else. Granted, you don't get the classics or the trials, but you still have like a bit more access to some of the more modern games, so you don't get charged out the arse entirely. Currently, as it stands, Extra holds more standing than Premium. So I don't exactly see how Sony are going to dig themselves out of this hole. Because if that's also a part of the evidence in regards of them ripping off their customers, then they are in a lot of trouble. They are they really might not have a leg to stand on in this case. And but the thing is that I know exactly what they'll probably say. They'll say like, well, we've only just started and we've had some issues, so we were focusing on getting these issues first before we actually started to roll out stuff.
Okay, so why didn't you hold
Why did you promise that at the release there was going to be? There is a difference. For fuck's sake, there's articles showing that you guys promised that, and yet you have not delivered. It's like ordering a cheese and tomato pizza and getting only the pizza base, with them telling you later on that you will get the cheese and tomato later on.
Yeah. And there'd be no point because you just got a base and it's
exactly like you're ripping the customers out of their money. Like, for fuck's sake, PlayStation, Sony, you guys started off well with the PlayStation 4. Why have you fallen this far? For fuck's sake, Xbox holds more promise than you. And Xbox ripped people off left, right and centre and they fucked over people with Mixer. So, seriously, it's gonna, like, not gonna lie, out of all the things that are going on, Nintendo and the company are not ripping people off, and Nintendo and the company are literally turning around and saying to content creators, we want you to pay us to be able to make content with our games a few years back.
Oh yeah.
So, how is it, right, that Nintendo, who created probably one of the best handheld / consoles currently in regards to the Switch, we have spoke about this before, and it's a reoccurring theme because I intend to keep up on this. I intend to keep up on that line. Because this is like, it needs to be made aware. Like, people need to be made aware of this stuff. They say ignorance is bliss. But guess what? In this instance, ignorance ain't cheap. Like, seriously, 100 quid a year? Like, it just like, literally, no, just no. I see no point in it. Still, even now. Like, granted, some of the classes they came out with, like Jumping Flash and Ape Escape, they can be downloaded. I bought them and downloaded them.
Oh god, my friend's tipsy. Gone.
Like, but, oh god. I could go on for ages, but I know for a fact that no one wants to hear me go on another fucking rant about PlayStation Premium being absolute dog shit and a big mistake. Because I've already said that multiple times in previous podcasts, and I don't think anyone wants me to repeat myself on a constant. And I know I'm known for my rants, especially when it comes to companies overcharging people. So, we will move on from that. And with that being said, everybody, we have reached our 2-hour mark. So, with that being said, for you guys on Twitch, I will be obviously ending this stream, and I'll be starting up a new one for Digimon Survive. For YouTube, for those of you that missed some of this and want to actually watch the rest of it, watch the whole thing on YouTube, it will be up in a couple of days, possibly Wednesday or Thursday, on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/ChaosDragon49. But with that being said, Damo, as always, thank you for joining me on this.
No problem. Always.
Everyone else that's been in the chat, thank you all so much for your actual informed contributions. You guys have actually, this is what we like to actually see. This is what me and Demo were hoping we'd actually see at some point, with you guys actually interacting and actually giving us bits of information that we were not aware ourselves.
Yes, we love this shit. Keep coming at us with this
please,
shit.
we love. In the comment section of this, in the comment sections of this video, of the VOD when it goes up on YouTube, if you have anything, please, if you don't want to message me through Discord, message me through the YouTube comments section of this video. I would love. I'd read the comments of videos that people post.
Same. They can be entertainment.
I love when you guys actually comment on my videos. It then actually means that I can actually get more information. And please let me know if there's any information that I might need to be aware of. Please let me know, because the only way we can actually prevent ourselves from getting robbed blind is if we all work together with information. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find my co-hosts, you can find my co-host there, twitch.tv/itsdaymoo.
I also have Twitter that I'm still trying to work on actually being active on, because I'm a douche canoe. You can find me with the tagline at Party with Knives, but it will still come up saying It's Daymoo. Sort of thing. So yeah, you can find me there. It's Daymo96 for TikTok if I remember right, because I haven't changed that yet. So yeah, you can find me on those socials.
And obviously you can find me obviously at youtube.com/ChaosDragon49 or at Twitter at ChaosMason, or obviously here. I'm trying to be a bit more active across the social medias and trying to actually talk to people more and obviously spread the positive messages, which I do from Tuesday to Friday. I try to keep up with that at least to the best I can, unless something happens which knocks my mind for six. Obviously, the next podcast, podcast/flopcast, ladies and gentlemen, will be on the 5th of September. So, we will see you guys in the next one. And obviously I will see you guys shortly afterwards. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're... we're not going to go raid over anyone, because obviously we're going to be continuing... because obviously we're going to be continuing on with Digimon Survive. But with that being said, for YouTube, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the evening if you don't choose to stick around. And, as always, raise your pizzas high and say it with me! Stay chaotic! And live for the challenge.
Live for the challenge.
Hello?
Bye!
Bye!
Fuck's fuck's sake.